So these are the trades I took this week. Obviously, I don't trade Monday. Tuesday, I saw this breaker structure here, and this is a poor trade. The reason for it is because Monday was not trend, right? There was this bit of structure here, this bit of structure here, but in the session that I was trading on, which is London session, there was a nice breaker structure. What I should have done is waited for breaker structure, retesting, and then I should have entered. If it come back into this area, that would have given me more confirmation because as you can see, break structure, I entered on the retest, the first retest, but if I saw, okay, it's in the uptrend, I need to enter on the second retest, which would be here, take price lower, and that would have made more sense. But I looked at it like, okay, there's Tokyo session, there's not really strong price action. Price is just part of this move. It's just, going down. There's not strong structure at this moment. And then we had this push up pre-London session around 7 a.m. Nice breaker structure. Two imbalanced bearish candles to the downside. Retested in. I thought, okay, cool. Entered in here, consolidated, and then the consolidation, it's gonna sound weird, but it gave me more comfortability in my trade because normally if I have a loss, it normally loses in about 5 to like 20 minutes. So the fact that it consolidated from what time is this? 10 a.m. all the way up to 12 p.m. before dropping. So 2 hours it was in my area of entry. I had confidence that okay, it's gonna continue. So then it did break this structure. So I said, okay, that's a good time to continue to hold. So I was waiting for this breaker structure. Price then pushed up. It retested this bit of structure. So I was thinking, oh, it's gonna like close beneath and continue on because 3 p.m. normally continues on or it reverses. And as you can see, it did the opposite. It reversed. So that was the first loss, and that was on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, we had this high created, this high then created this low. So I said, based on the last time, which was last week, I had a similar setup here where it was a high created this low, low created this high, and then a nice break structure. I would have entered on the retest, but I saw that last week that happened, this setup happened twice, and I took both of them and I lost both. So I said, okay, I'm not going to make that same mistake. So it broke structure to the downside. I said, I'm not going to enter unless it retests in. So if it does this, break structure, retest in, and then break structure again, then I'll enter. But it didn't do that. It broke structure. So I thought, okay, cool. This must be the direction it wants to go in. Plus, we are in a nice uptrend. So that was my thought process. So then this was the bearish candle. Bearish candle retests into this area. And then I entered on the 50%. And I had a lot of confidence in this trade because I thought, okay, bearish candle, create a new high, and then a retest within literally 15 minutes. So I thought, okay, cool. A quick entry is always a good sign. Quick retest because then the move could either be impulsive to the downside or very impulsive to the upside and very quick win. But as you can see, it traded lower, breaking this structure, creating a new structure here, and then traded higher. But as you can see, it looks like it was just retesting this region here to take price higher. And then here on Thursday, breaker structure, price had got broken structure again, create this low, then broken structure again. So I set a limit at this level, open price would, after, the 8 a.m. 8 a.m. is always a bullish candle, always a bullish candle. So I was hoping that it would retest here, but as you can see, I don't know if you can see that well. Yes, I don't know if you'll be able to see that well. But if if you can see here, when I set my limit it was around, what time was it? Around maybe 7:45. So this candle here, 7:45, and then I don't know what happened at 7:50, but it must have wicked all the way up here and then come back down here. So for me, I cancelled the limit and I was done. I was done for the day because I'm not gonna take a trade if it's already hit TP. Because if it's already hit TP, why would I want it to go back to TP? Do you know what I'm saying? That retest back in, to me, it doesn't really make sense. If price has gone to my target, why would I want it to retest and then go back to my target? And like, what's the likelihood of price going to your target, coming back and then going back to your target? You know, if it's gone to your target, then you just have to count it as a missed trade or you know a trade you haven't entered and it's just unlucky. So yeah, a lot of bullish momentum this week. So I thought, okay, Friday should continue. That should have been, if I had marked this up, it would have been a clear sign that it's retested the highs and struggled. But I didn't have that marked up at the time. I just marked that up now. But as you can see, breaker structure, um, high here. So I had this marked up at the time. That was a breaker structure. So then I saw this as a retest in, break structure again. And as I said, if it's a quick entry, I normally have a lot of faith in it. So it was a quick entry, entered on the 8 a.m. candle, and then it had traded lower. So I closed at 9:30, so about an hour and 30 minutes into the trade. Not for a full loss, closed about here because that's where the candle closed. And yeah, that was the week done. So uh one, two, three trades this week, three losses. So bad week, bad week. So yeah, this is the trade on Tuesday, which was -$100. Then July, as you can see, -$100, -46. So total this week down $246. Three trades taken, three trades lost, which is sounds bad, but by strategy, I normally do lose in collectives of three. So it's not anything new, really. But as you can see, break structure at 9:30 a.m. Limit set 50% at 9:30 a.m. Limit hit at 10:06 a.m. 36-minute wait until it actually hit my limit, which is good because quick entry, so about 2-3 candles, not that bad. Trade lost at 3:24, so I was in the trade for 5 hours before it lost. So yeah, that was a very long trade to just lose. As you can see here, it didn't let me input the other screenshots. I don't know why this system just glitches sometimes. But as you can see, we had a break structure to the downside, and then I screenshot it here because I wanted to see what it would do. And then I actually screenshotted it break structure to the upside, but it's not letting me input it. But that's fine. But I was looking for sells because of break structure downside, so I'm talking about this move here, as we just went over on the charts. But we are in an uptrend, so waiting for a retest in and continuation to the downside to show it's time to sell. So basically, as you can see, break structure to the downside, I was waiting for a retest in and then a continuation lower, and then I'd enter the second retest as it would be going against the trend. Retest has now happened, so I was talking about it's retesting this area. Now waiting for confirmation if it's planning to continue overall trend. So is it going to continue up or continue overall trend, uptrend, because that's the trend we was in, uptrend, or short-term continuation downside. So is it going to retest in and then go lower, or is it going to continue up? Breaker structure to upside. So I was talking about, as I just showed you on the charts, when it actually broke structure to the upside. Let me try to go back to it. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's here. So I was talking about when it closed above here. So that was the breaker structure. So outside I was talking about. Breaker structure upside has now happened. Again, entered on most recent structure. 12 p.m. hit. and price reverse, big imbalance candle straight to SL. So as you can see, retest into here, price is now closed above, entry, and then big imbalance candle 12 p.m, which is what I was talking about, straight to SL. So that was that trade on the 1st of July. And then this trade, break structures outside, was waiting for retest. One candle at 7:45, moved 30 pips, TP, moved 30 pips, TP hit at 7:50 a.m. before my trading hours. So this is the limit I had set. And then this candle hit TP, so I cancelled limit. And then break structures to upside, retesting to 50%, also an uptrend, entered an 8 a.m. candle. So to me, this was a good trade. You know, break structure here, break structure here, retest in to most recent break structure, continue on price. Price closed beneath structure at 9:45 a.m. That was in that trade for an hour and 45 minutes. Manually closed trade for a loss of 0.46%. So I saved myself 54%, 0.54%. So that's great, I guess. Overall good trade, clear. Break structures outside, quick retest, just didn't play out. And this is the candle I was talking about. I closed out on, so break structure, retest, entry, 8 a.m. Struggled to close above here, but retest it, traded beneath, closed, and exit manually and exited before it hit stop loss. But yeah, there's my trading week. 3 trades, 3 losses. 2 full SL losses. The other one was a manually closed trade. But yeah, that is my trading week so far. So first week of July is down. Got not 3 more, 5 more. Yeah, can I count? We got 4 more to go. 4 more to go, and we'll give a weekly update every single Sunday. So today is the 5th of July. The next update will be 12th, then the 19th, then the 26th, and the 2nd, and then we'll continue on. But yeah, first week, minus 146, including the June trade as well, 246. But that is me done for the week.